I need to go to Jamaica, and I need to sit with the Rastas. I've been feeling this call. Like, I got some,
absolutely,
and I have been to Jamaica many times. And you know, I've been to Blue Mountain. I've gone to see the coffee. But I need to go sit with the Rastas and smoke, and just to be with them, because I got to remember on that level too. It's been coming up a lot for me lately.
I love it. Yes. And all parts that you're from, you know, like for me, I go to Guatemala, and I also go to Mexico because I have that too. And then I also feel the call to go to Scotland and to Ireland because of my grandfather from my mother's side. And that American part of me is a huge melting pot of Scottish, Irish, English, and German. I've been to Germany. I absolutely loved it. I've been to England as well. It didn't resonate as much, but those two places, Scotland and Ireland, are calling to me. And, you know, the Celtic ancestors, super beautiful, powerful. Their medicine, that pagan wisdom is there too. So I'm super excited to connect with those lands. Yeah, going to the lands where your ancestors are from, it's a priceless, you know, experience. And I recommend it for everyone to do. And start with the one that resonates with you the most. Yeah. You know, start there.
Sacred Sons went to Scotland last year for our annual Convergence. We had 150 men. This estate was actually stewarded by 14 generations of the same family, and they had their photos all over the walls, their documents, and the ancestry was really intact in this place. And for many of the leaders in Sacred Sons, you know, even my brother Kale, who's from Hawaii, he has Scottish ancestry too. As do I, as does J-Mac and others. And for us to be on that land and to bring this offering which we have created back to this land, and to call in our ancestors, call in the directions, call in the elements. Yes, not only to visit, to be a tourist, but to be an active participant in it, in the story that's happening. There was a major shift in what, you know, what I believe, like, kind of all this work is leading us towards, preparing us for. We were just in Ireland a month ago for an EMX. We had 80 men gathered in Ireland, led by some of our Irish brothers, Luke, DPF, and others. And yeah, like I'm saying, not only to be a tourist, but to do the work on the land, to grieve, to lay some prayers down. You know, it's this is a good way. It's a good way. I'm not really interested in going to see a mall in Paris, you know what I mean? But to get on some land with some people, and we had bagpipes, we had drummers, you know, it was really evoking of how to awaken your ancestral power and live with gratitude. That's what it was. It's a lived version of that.
What a way to honor the ancestors, you know? Wow.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So for my brothers and sisters who are listening, find those ways to awaken your ancestral power and live with gratitude. What a good way. What a good way. And a good walk, and a beautiful invitation from you. If brothers and sisters want to connect with you, if they want to connect with the revival that's happening, tell me a little bit about revival. This is a gathering?
Yes, it's an online gathering. People like to call it an educational center, because we are educating the people on so much. On the history of the Americas is really important to me, because most of us live in America, and so I love bringing elders to speak to that. But you know, bringing people from all different cultures and backgrounds, elders, teachers, healers, you know, artists, musicians, to share their story, to share their medicine. It's all people that have inspired me, that I see that are walking in their ancestral magic in a beautiful way. So wanting to bring them all together so that we can, basically sit around the fire and listen to each other's stories and be activated in some way. I remember when we saw, you know, we had Eric Hernandez do hoop dance, and his dance activated something within me just by seeing the dance. It felt like I was witnessing the embodiment of interconnectedness. And it was through that dance I was brought to tears. It was so potent. So I love it. I love it for myself. I knew I wanted to see it, and so I brought it together. And we do it about twice a year now, so biannually. And it's potent. It's really, really beautiful. and special. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that, to acknowledge those that came before us that have the wisdom to share.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and this piece that you're speaking to, it's like maybe you have in this chapter been steeped in Mayan ancestry, but to acknowledge all of it, the fullness of it, I think is also a really beautiful invitation.
Absolutely. Ooh, I would love to share something too before moving on to the next thing about a beautiful wisdom from the Mayans. I want to give you a word or two words. You have Maltyox, but I want to share Ojlahil Maltyoxil. And this is 13 thank yous, right? The Mayans, gratitude is a staple for most indigenous cultures, but for the Mayans, they give thanks to all things, to everything daily, right? They're giving thanks to the food, to the direction, to the wind, to the earth, to everything throughout the day. They're in a state of gratitude. And Ojlihi Matyoshir is encompassing all things because 13 means wholeness, it means completeness. And then you have the Matyoshir. So that's a beautiful word to give thanks to all things, even if we don't remember the names of things. When we forget, we may forget things, but it's remembering that thank you to everything that is for reminding us of our wholeness, of our completeness. And also I want to share that the book is 13 chapters to support you in that feeling of wholeness. And that thread of gratitude lives within the book. It's a very important part of the book because it is that thread to bring you back into your center, to bring you back into the frequency of love, right? And it's a simple practice, however, it's profound. And the simplest things are usually profound and so powerful. So gratitude is that thing, and it's not just about talking about it or writing about it, but again, embodying it and expressing it and coming to the practice of it every day, because it is a practice and we do forget, and that's okay, but we get to remember,